Yes, so what happened was I'm looking and they're like 30 to 50 and I look in the mirror, I can't even see the end of them. They're that long and they're close to one another. And I'm driving, I'm thinking something is wrong. Something is not right because they're too rigid. They're all locked in. Every set of two, every one I keep passing more and more and they're just looking ahead. And I got a strong psychic sense that it was about some sort of civil training dealing with a training operation for Southern California civilians, actually the words I got. And I thought, this is interesting. So I was 15 minutes to the station, went to the station, started her reading. It's an hour-long reading, but I always open with one pressing question. I'd known this client for some 13 years as a client of mine. She said, Antonia, she'd never talked about this kind of thing before. It was always, you know, the other normal subjects. She says, Antonia, the opening question, she says, my husband came to me this week, and she says, you know, he's been in the military for 13 years. She said, he said something strange to me and I have to ask this question. She said, he can't tell me why, but he suggests that it is best that we relocate internationally, and he thinks Spain would be a good place. I want to know if that's best. I looked at her, didn't say a word. I thought, oh my God, I just saw the convoy. And I go in and I do the reading, and the reading gives her the information, yes. She says, well, I don't want to go to Spain, I don't know the language. I said, well, there are other places internationally you could relocate, but be guided where you should go. But I said, may I ask the branch of service your husband is in? She said, he's in the Navy. He's been in the Navy for 13 years. I didn't say a word to her, that I'd just seen the Army, and now she's coming to me with the Navy, and I'd just seen the Jeep just before then. Not only that, how could I say it? Now this is just May through June, I'm talking, of this year, 2012. So we see all this activity and action going on worldwide. You can find on the internet, people have snuck through. They even put our president, the US president, through training. September 26th, he ended up his last little run after they'd had some problems. They box up the US government in 48 hours and take it. And people were wondering, why are these convoys putting FedEx thing? They take the government and they put it in our Western White House, which is Denver, Colorado. And his last stop after all this little talk was Denver, Colorado. And someone sent me his schedule. There was nothing scheduled after he landed on Wednesday in that base, because the new airport in Denver, Denver International, underneath is a series of bunkers where our government is set up. Well, I got to go to that airport last April, which was interesting. I was filming, my radio show is being made into a television show. And as I'm driving, how can I say, where I have, my friend is picking me up, the director, the producer of that TV show. The interesting thing was I'm looking and I'm feeling strange things at that airport. I'm wondering, why am I sensing something here? It feels very uncomfortable. I didn't know. It was so strong. I'm standing on those little trams, you go from all the concession, and I notice as I get back on that airport, oh no, I see that one side of those trams, we will never see those people that will ever get on those trams again. So I know that they have their other plans going on, how they're going to use that concourse system that they have. And I wondered as I drove to the airport and out of the airport to come and to leave again, why they have the barricades set up. I thought, that's strange. It looks like you could just put a sentry there and nobody can get through. And why there's no residential areas around it for miles. And I thought, this is so far away. And everybody was upset in Denver because it was moved from the seat of the area, Stapleton Airport originally, way away from everybody. So they're all upset that they have to go there. But it was because our government needs to protect. You can go online and see the underground systems that they have. But that is the new Western White House. It will be on the new West Coast. Okay? Now, as we go on, when you're trying to figure out what to do for this, you need to be around like-minded individuals. But you're going to find there are literally 5 levels of participation. 5. Now, why I'm saying this is the first one starts when someone hears about it and they will talk to somebody else about it, or they heard it through the media or a bookstore, and that's the first level. Okay? The second, and other ways they, you know, DVD, or they accidentally stumble upon it. And that was with the inception of the new movie. Now, the movie I liked because they finally talked about it. The elite have been in bed with Hollywood forever. They love putting things on Hollywood to show you, and they figure that's it, that's all we're going to tell you. Okay, they do it all the time. They pay mega bucks to make movies to propaganda United 93 that never existed. Things like that we don't watch because we internally know it's a lie. But they gave us the movie. It doesn't happen in one day. It happens over a series of events. California, or the Western fracture, happens first. Then we have a short enough time. Now, after the Mount Vesuvius goes, as I mentioned to you, you have to remember that Mount Pelée, it's called, and Montrenique may also go, but it gives Californians up to 90 days, to leave that area. Up to 90 days. Now the larger event will be happening sometime after that. But you understand there's going to be a lockdown on supplies, on things, because when that goes, the whole world will go crazy. And so they're going to have a lot of restraints for you as you go through. So your things should be where you're going to be. Your second move may happen at that time, not your last move, but at least closer to your final destination before you see the event of the day, night, day event. But it should be prepared already with the stuff there. You got 90 days at least, up to 90 days to get that in. If not before. If it was me, I would be preparing before. I was told psychically years ago.
4 days?
No, preparing for days before the 90 days. But I was told, literally, how can I say it, 4 years ago, that the years of 2012 to 2015 were going to be very tough. And that's exactly where we sit today. Now, by my calculations, if it isn't this January or where I saw the brown grass, it would be the following, which would be going into 2014, which is right on that line. So we have to understand that it is not a small event that you can just come and brush off and go back to work with. Someone, I couldn't believe it. They thought they were going to go in the bunker for 3 days and then come out. Now, if you are ending up, unfortunately, stuck in your house during that time, I'm sorry, I wish you the best. But that's a little late. But I would suggest taping up all your doors and windows and anything and putting thick coverings against your windows. And don't, if you hear for those 3 days, when it's day, night, don't, whatever you hear outside, do not go outside, okay? There's another spiritual process. The negative side of the universe is trying to get as many souls as they possibly can to screw you guys up. Remember, we're evolving. They don't want this massive units of souls to evolve like that. So here, I remember the movie Starman. Jeff Bridges says what he's learned as an alien in a human body. He said, mankind is best when things are at their worst. That's sad. Now, I remember thinking about that movie, and all of a sudden I came down from this location I had lived in 3 years ago. I came downstairs, turned on the TV, went to get something in the morning, my little green drink, and sure enough, I came back and that line was stated. There was a movie right on. Mankind is best when things are at their worst. So I stay in that loop of trying to stay divinely connected and live a full life as well. A normal, practical life. So you have to complete all your life work, all the stuff you promised to do, school, whatever it is, training, your jobs, your missions, and while you're doing that in the background, be preparing for this event. That's what you promised. With no fear, none. So literally that's the second level is where they totally ignore it, which is what's happening for many people. They'll ignore it. They heard it and that's all they want to hear and they're not, they might be a little curious, but that's it. Don't even worry about those people. Those are not people you really want for your community. The third step is they start getting books and looking for themselves and asking and going on the internet and trying to find more information and attending meetings as you are today or workshops about it. This is the third level of participation. You're like, it could happen. I want to be ready if it is. Maybe not, but just in case. The fourth step, and this is an ongoing process, where you, how can I say it, you discover more information. You're guided. You're more discerning about the things you pull in. And it's still an ongoing process. You'll either, at that fourth step, you're either going to keep searching to keep an open mind, or option B, you'll say, that's just New Age. A lot of those people are saying that. I don't need to do any more. Because the New Agers are saying, I don't have to do anything. We're just going to focus on love and light. Well, I use that as my signature, in love and light. I want you to have the love and light, but I want you to meditate in a bunker that's prepared. And I want you to meditate because you want better groups, better food, and better opportunity. So I want you to be safe. But a lot of New Agers are just saying, oh, it's not going to happen, because the new Mayan elders, the contemporary ones, are saying, it's just a psychological change. Because they're new contemporary Mayans. They're not the ancients. You yourself, sitting in the audience, like I said earlier, may be ancients. You were there. You knew this process was important. That's why you're attending the workshop today. Or they'll do this. They'll say, it's just going to be like Y2K. Nothing's going to happen. It's just a scary thing. It's just a false alarm. We see TV shows about that, and everybody tells you that. Well, Y2K, people were asking me in 96 to 98, what's going to happen? Is it going to be? And I said, just calm it down. I was told by the guides that we would see the first major earth changes in January 2005. What happened December 26, 2004, just 5 days before that date I was given? We had Sumatra. It killed 250,000 people the day after Christmas. Sumatra, the island that moved in December 26, 2004, 250,000 people were wiped out because they were vacationing from all over the world. The island moved 1 mile, and it affected 800,000 people horribly on other coasts around there from the tsunami. They were correct. So I trust them because all the years when I've been given information, it's valid. I was given information in the spring about the Twin Towers. All these things, so I watch them, I make them prove it. And they do each and every time. I love the universe and the connection that I've built because I know it's real. And the whole point is not to keep it for me. Because you see, I could go, the Greens, they've invited me where they are. I could be safe and out of here and not worry about anybody. But I'm certainly taking all my money, energy, time, and effort so I can help my brothers and sisters on the planet. That's what I'm doing. But I could be safe. I could just go there and forget about everybody. But I know part of my goal, my mission this lifetime, from previous time when I did it before, was to create community that would literally live through this, survive, and thrive through this and rebuild. So in Y2K, what actually happened was it was kept out of media, and apparently there were 5 events that they didn't tell everybody about. They kept it out of the media as they always do. So they had to change some sort of system, but then we didn't have the problems with the infrastructure and all that, and the computer systems. And D, and this mirrors the ignorance when they're negative. You know, if it's just luck, I'm going to die, whatever, fine. If that's your choice, fine. But get out of the way of those of us that are preparing. Just move away and let us prepare. You do what you want. You have free will. So the point is, people with the negative sense say that I'm fear-mongering. I'm not. I just want you prepared. I have no fear of death whatsoever. But I do know, astrologically, I'm here till I'm in my 90s. So what am I going to do for all this time? So the whole point is, you can see in your birth chart the exact minute time you were born, the exact minute you're returning home to the asteroid, to the universe, always there. Master astrologers are not allowed to tell you because you change everything. You wouldn't learn the lessons. But since I'm here that long, I know that I have to be one of those proponents that helps to teach and have all these skill sets that I've gleaned metaphysically, through the herbs, through the health, the green diets, all that stuff, so I can help my brothers and sisters on the planet for generations. So maybe there. Now, in this system or process, others, the Christians say, well, it's Armageddon, the apocalypse, and there are Christian groups that are really more prepared than the average person. But no, it's not going to be like that. People aren't going to rise out of the graves and all that stuff. That was just, allegorically spoken. It was just, okay, but they've taken the symbiology too strict. But at least they're preparing. Okay? So that's not exactly what's happening. And then they're saying, oh, the government has a conspiracy to use hidden technologies. Yes, HAARP is being used and all that. But no, and they're not going to stop it with their technologies. They haven't to this point. And then, how can I say it? Some people are going to say that people were just making money. The new Mayans are saying, oh, people are just making money. No. This is something that's coming into the consciousness for those that are open and ready to hear it. You want the people in that 5th stage. People that are actually taking the information seriously. That's what you want in your group. They believe they need to do something before and take action. Those are the people you want to talk to. Don't worry about wasting your energy and your breath in argument or trying to convince someone. You just start. And ask that they be sent more light and more awareness. So at least you're ready. Now, in this event, 80% of the population, as I said, will not do a thing. 10% only are going to prepare. And those are the 10% of people I'm trying to get to. Those 10%. 10% of the population will go crazy, loony, and start to killing people. That you hear all these zombie TV shows, and the government in the United States has a zombie protocol that was before Congress. You know what it means? The people that don't prepare, that go to steal what you've got. Those are the zombies. They will take your head for a glass of water, a bottle of water. And they will band up. Some groups are just doing militia. They got their guns ready. They'll attract more people with guns. They'll have to fight it off. But those bands will get out of that city and drive forward. Now, I have on my website movies that show these kind of scenarios. I couldn't believe it. The one that's the mildest and more likely what we might experience afterwards is The Postman with Kevin Costner. I couldn't believe I saw the movie a bit ago, and it starts in 2013. And you see still, in those first few years, even after the event, it'll be a little rugged. Then there are movies that are worse, and I have that list depending on how you can handle it. The movie, is it 28 Days or 28 Days Later? And you're not going to have zombies or those kind of eating zombies, but you will have people trying to get you and kill you and making choices because there's no food. The road is very grim and dark. That's about people that wait too long in their house for a change. Okay? You understand the movie Tooth and Nail I like as well. It's a B movie, but they get in and stay in a hospital with no plan. You have to have a plan.